Welcome back to the channel. Coins Collector. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible world of rare coins and uncovering the jaw-dropping story of one particular United States coin that's shocked collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. This isn't just any penny, this is the 1944 Liberty 1-cent wheat penny, a small copper coin that might just be sitting in your coin jar right now, and could be worth up to $991,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for one single penny. So sit back, grab a drink, and get ready, because by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin is so special, how it became one of the most sought-after coins in the world, and what to look for in case you've got a fortune hiding in plain sight. Section 1. The origins of the Lincoln Wheat Penny. Let's start at the beginning. The Lincoln Wheat Cent, officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Penny, was first introduced by the United States Mint in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was a landmark moment. This was the first time in U.S. history that a real person appeared on circulating American currency. Up until that point, U.S. coinage featured abstract designs, liberty figures, and eagles, but no real historical figures. Lincoln's image changed that forever. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features a striking profile of President Lincoln, along with the word "Liberty" to his left and the year of mintage to his right. The reverse featured two stylized wheat ears on both sides, hence the name Wheat Penny, with the inscription 1 cent and United States of America. Above that is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. From 1909 to 1958, the wheat penny was the standard 1-cent coin in America. Billions were minted, but not all were created equal. And in 1944, something extraordinary happened. Section 2. America in 1944, a crucial context. Let's zoom into the year 1944. The world was in the middle of World War II. America had joined the fight after Pearl Harbor in 1941. Resources were scarce, and the U.S. government was under enormous pressure to conserve metals for the war effort. In 1943, the U.S. Mint made a bold decision, to strike pennies not from copper, but from zinc-coated steel. These 1943 steel cents were unique and stood out due to their silvery appearance. They saved copper for the production of ammunition, shell casings, and military equipment, but in 1944, the Mint decided to switch back to using copper. However, they didn't just go back to the original copper alloy. They repurposed copper shell casings from military ammunition to mint the coins. That's right, the 1944 wheat pennies were literally made from the remnants of war. These pennies carry with them not just monetary value, but a piece of American history and resilience. The vast majority of 1944 pennies were struck in copper, but a few very rare ones were mistakenly struck in leftover steel planchets from the previous year. Those steel 1944 pennies are ultra-rare and fetch well over $1 million. But even among the standard 1944 copper pennies, there are certain varieties, like the 1944 1-cent Liberty wheat penny, that are worth a fortune because of their condition, mint error, or provenance. Section 3. What makes the 1944 1-cent Liberty penny so valuable? So why is the 1944 Liberty 1-cent wheat penny valued at a staggering $991,000? Several reasons. 1. Rarity and mint errors. Some versions of the 1944 penny contain rare mint errors, such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, RPM, or being struck on the wrong planchet. Coins like these are extremely rare and collectible. 2. Steel variants. As mentioned earlier, a small number of 1944 pennies were mistakenly minted on leftover steel planchets from 1943. These coins were never meant to exist and were released into circulation by accident. Only a handful have been found, and they are worth upwards of $1 million. 3. Condition. Coin collectors prize what's known as mint state condition, graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A 1944 penny in MS 68 plus or higher can sell for hundreds of thousands. Coins in poor condition might fetch a few dollars, but coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can bring six-figure prices. 4. Historical significance. the fact that these coins were made from copper shell casings gives them a unique place in American wartime history. They are more than coins, they are pieces of a global story. Section 4. Stories from the Americat. Over the past decade, several 1944 Liberty 1-cent wheat pennies have surfaced in private collections, estate sales, and even pocket change. Some notable stories include a Pennsylvania man who discovered a 1944 steel penny in his grandfather's coin collection and later auctioned it for $373, $750. A collector who sold a 1944 copper wheat penny graded MS 68 for $158,625 in a major auction. But the star of the show was a 1944 1-cent Liberty coin graded MS 68 with a rare error, authenticated by PCGS and sold for a record-setting $991,000. That's nearly $1 million for a coin with a face value of 1 cent. This is not just about rarity. It's about the condition, provenance, and the story behind the coin. Section 5. How to tell if you have one. So, how can you tell if you have a 1944 Liberty 1-cent wheat penny worth a fortune? Here's what to look for: the date. Make sure the coin says 1944. Not 1943, not 1945. The material. Hold a magnet near the coin. Copper is not magnetic. Steel is. If your 1944 penny sticks to a magnet, it might be one of the extremely rare steel versions. The design. Look for Liberty on the obverse. Ensure that all letters are clean, well struck, and correctly spaced. Coins with double lettering or other anomalies can be even more valuable. The mint mark. Look under the date. You may see AD, Denver, S, San Francisco, or no mark, Philadelphia. Some errors are more common in specific mints. The condition. Coins that have never been in circulation, that means they're shiny, clean, and show no signs of wear, are the most valuable. Get them graded by PCGS or NGC for official certification. Section 6. Current market value and outlook. As of today, in 2025, the rarest 1944 Liberty 1-cent wheat pennies are being valued at close to $991,000, depending on the exact characteristics. Even standard 1944 wheat pennies in circulated condition are worth more than face value, ranging from 10 cents to $10, but certain mint state versions and error coins have been setting records at auctions, and the market is still hot, with more collectors entering the scene, and fewer of these coins in circulation every year. Values continue to climb. Experts believe we may soon see this coin cross the $1 million mark consistently in the near future. OUTRO, final THOUGHTSO, the next time you find a handful of change in your pocket or stumble upon an old coin jar in the attic, take a moment to check the dates. That seemingly ordinary 1944 penny could actually be a historic relic, worth nearly $1 million. History, war, scarcity, craftsmanship, all in one tiny coin. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the world of rare collectibles and hidden treasures. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're going to check your coin stash now. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune. We're talking about the legendary 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that looks ordinary, yet carries a rich history, a secret story, and a jaw-dropping value. It's a coin that has shocked collectors, stunned auction houses, and sparked treasure hunts across the United States. So, what makes this little piece of copper so special? Why is it turning heads in the numismatic world? And could you possibly have one in your possession? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the incredible tale of the 1953 D. 1-cent wheat penny, a true American treasure. Segment 1, The Origin of a Legend, 1:30 to 4 o'clock. Let's travel back in time to the year 1953. Dwight D. Eisenhower had just taken office as president. America was booming with post-war optimism. Rock and roll was emerging, televisions were lighting up living rooms, and pocket change, yes, pocket change, was being minted every day. Amid all of this, the United States Mint in Denver, Colorado produced the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny. It was part of a series that began in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first time a U.S. president appeared on a regular issue coin. And what a tribute it was, Lincoln's humble profile gracing the obverse, and 2 stalks of wheat flanking the words, 1 cent, on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and agriculture. By 1953, the wheat penny had already become a household staple, but something unusual happened that year. While the Denver Mint produced tens of millions of pennies, a tiny number of them were struck with unique characteristics, errors, and striking differences, making them incredibly rare and unbelievably valuable today. Segment 2, Why is it worth so much? 4 to 7:30, so why in the world would a coin with a face value of just 1 cent be worth $893,000 in today's market? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, minting anomalies, historical timing, and collector demand. The 1953 D penny became legendary not just because of its age or design, but because of a handful of nearly perfect specimens that were never supposed to survive. Experts believe these ultra-rare coins were struck on higher quality planchets, possibly intended for proof coins, and released into circulation by mistake or by an insider. These coins have razor-sharp detail, full mint luster, and flawless surfaces, making them nearly impossible to replicate. One such penny was graded MS-68 red by PCGS, which is near the absolute pinnacle of coin grading. Only a microscopic number of these coins exist in such pristine condition. Combine that rarity with the passionate demand among collectors of Lincoln cents, and what do you get? An astonishing auction price of $893,000. It's not just about the metal. It's about art, history, and the thrill of owning something so scarce it's become numismatic legend. For collectors, it's the equivalent of owning a rare painting, a first-edition novel, or a piece of gold from a sunken pirate ship. Segment 3, The Historical Legacy of the Wheat Penny, 7:30 to 10 o'clock. The Wheat Penny series, officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Ears Reverse Cent, ran from 1909 to 1958. During this time, the penny witnessed 2 world wars, the Great Depression, the rise of the automobile, the birth of rock music, and the civil rights movement. Each coin tells a story. The wheat design represented America's agrarian roots. The portrait of Lincoln reflected national pride and leadership. But more than that, the coins were part of everyday life. They jingled in the pockets of soldiers, bus drivers, teachers, and kids heading to corner stores. Today, those very same coins have become priceless windows into the past. The 1953 D variant is especially symbolic. Struck during a pivotal time in American history, just after the Korean War and amid the Cold War tensions, it was a coin forged in uncertainty but surrounded by hope and progress. This gives it not only monetary value but emotional and historical depth. Segment 4, How to Spot a 1953 D Treasure, 10 to 1300 hours. Now you're probably wondering, could I have one of these pennies? Could there be a tiny fortune sitting unnoticed in my drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, or a dusty jar of change? Here's what you need to look for. First, check the date. It must say 1953. Then look for the D mint mark below the date, indicating it was struck in Denver. Examine the coin's color and shine. The most valuable versions have a full red luster, not brown or dull copper. Inspect the coin for sharpness of strike, especially Lincoln's beard and the wheat stalks. Finally, consult a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm if your penny is one of the ultra-rare MS-67 or MS-68 varieties. Even if your penny isn't one of the million-dollar gems, less pristine versions can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if they have interesting die errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. Segment 5, The Market Madness, 13 to 1500 hours. The coin collecting world is on fire for rare pennies. Auctions across the US and Europe are seeing soaring prices for high-grade Lincoln cents. In the past 5 years alone, values have skyrocketed, and the 1953 D has become one of the most coveted coins of the century. A recent auction in Chicago saw a bidding war erupt over a pristine 1953 D MS-68 red penny. It ultimately sold for $893,000, breaking records and igniting media frenzy. Experts believe values may rise even further as coins become harder to find and demand continues to increase. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a history buff, or just someone curious about old coins, now is the time to look. Check your wallets. Look under couch cushions. Search your grandparents' old coin boxes. You never know, your future could be hiding in copper. Conclusion, 1500 hours, and the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a time capsule. A symbol. A forgotten treasure. And for a lucky few, it's a life-changing discovery worth $893,000 or more. So the next time you pick up a penny off the ground, take a closer look. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the greatest stories, and the greatest rewards. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more incredible stories from the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin, or if you're starting your own coin hunting journey. Who knows? You might be holding history in your hands.